Welcome to the 5 on 5. We are pleased to be joined today by Mike, here to talk about Families Anonymous. Mike, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. First off, talk about what Families Anonymous is.
So Families Anonymous is a 12-step program, and it was created in order to help families, friends, anyone that has a relationship with someone troubling with addiction. So there's, as I've mentioned before, there's lots of programs out there for the addicts themselves. There's not much available to the families that are suffering. So Families Anonymous is one of those programs that was developed over 40 some odd years ago to help families that are hurting.
What made you decide to form a group like this?
The biggest reason we decided to reach out to Families Anonymous, their headquarters, was that when my wife and I moved here to the Southern Oregon, we live in Grants Pass, the first thing we looked for was a Families Anonymous meeting, and we realized there was not one in Oregon. So we went to some other programs, but we just felt like there was a huge need for Families Anonymous. And with that said, we decided to start our own group, and Families Anonymous sent us all the literature that we needed. And so our first meeting, official meeting, was last Friday at noon.
All right, and you're hoping to get more people. You know there's a need, and you're hoping to get more people to know about this and to come.
Absolutely, because there's never a week that goes by that I don't meet someone, whether it's in the course of my daily activities in my business, that someone has not had somebody in their family that has been affected. You know, this is a message that I hear at church all the time, and it's a message that I have in just, normal daily activity. I find that there are so many families that have been affected, and of course it doesn't take a genius to realize that this is a huge problem in our society and a huge problem nationally. They cover these stories all the time.
We've got much more to talk about, including information on how people can get connected, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are pleased to be joined once again by Mike, here to talk about Families Anonymous. Mike, thanks so much for being here.
Awesome. Awesome time to be here too.
I guess we should jump off with, we're referring to you as Mike. Anonymity is an important part of this group. Talk a little bit about that.
Anonymity is such a huge part of this group because most families that are suffering have no idea that there are other families out there that have suffered alongside them. So when they come to Families Anonymous, one of the things that we practice, and one of the most important part of this program, is the fact that anonymity is practiced at our meetings, which means that when you come to one of our meetings, it is a safe place. You're going to be amongst people and individuals that have the same issues and the same history that you have, and we all started by coming to our first meeting. I will tell you that you won't get all the answers right away. We ask that a newcomer at least commit 6 weeks to a meeting, because the answers do start to show up. They show up in the form of commitment to meetings and just listening and sharing your story. And of course, those families that have been there and have been coming for a long time ultimately share their experience, strength, and hope, and that is something that we feed off of as newcomers to our meeting.
So you're saying it's effective?
It's highly effective.
Is there a charge at all?
Absolutely not. Families Anonymous is free. There's never a charge, and we do welcome visitors. So if there is someone out there that wants to learn about Families Anonymous, we welcome them to our meetings as well.
When are the meetings taking place and where?
So right now the meetings are every Friday at Oak Lane Retirement Community, and that is in Grants Pass. I believe the address might be 737 Southwest Rogue River Avenue, but of course if you Google if you Google familiesanonymous.org, you can look up Oregon and it'll take you right to our meeting.
Excellent. Now, where can people get more information if they'd like it?
Well, as I just mentioned, you can go to familiesanonymous.org. There's tons and tons of literature, but the best way to get information is to come to a meeting.
Anything that I missed, Mike, that you'd like to add?
No. Again, when we set this program up and when Families Anonymous was created, it was created so that families like mine and like all those out there that are hurting can find a way to find normal in their lives. And so that's what we were seeking. And the one thing that I can say that when I went to my very first meeting was that there was a couple there that had they had addiction in their family, but yet they were able to smile, and they looked like they had moved on with their life. And when I saw that, I realized I wanted that.
Absolutely. Well, familiesanonymous.org.
familiesanonymous.org.
Thanks so much, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We'll be right back.